Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you'll see here is that the futures are trading lower by 3.25 points, but you can see that they were much lower around 3 o'clock in the morning. So again, futures have really come rising back, pulling back a little bit off the morning highs, but nonetheless still lower on the session. You can take a look at the dollar-yen chart and see something very similar as well. So again, this currency pair, very important. Notice how the dollar-yen bottomed out around 2:30 in the morning, started to make its move higher, and the S&P 500, like a puppy dog, just follows that dollar-yen chart. So again, it's very important to keep this currency pair on the radar. The S&P 500 will generally follow it very closely. Not always in lockstep, but pretty close, pretty tight. Again, sometimes it'll break apart for a little while, but generally the the dollar-yen chart is the leader of the pack here, and that's what you want to know about. So futures down about 3.25 at the moment. They've pulled back a little bit. We'll see where the dollar-yen goes when the market opens. I'm not 100% sure, and we'll watch for the futures, the S&P 500 E-mini futures, to follow the dollar-yen chart. Couple of things I want to go over. Last night in Asia, the markets came under pretty good pressure. You had the Nikkei 225 index finish down 1%. The Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong, finished down 1.75%. And the Shanghai Composite was down 2.86% last night. So any way you slice it or dice it, not a pretty picture for the Asian markets. All of them were lower. The big three were certainly lower. And China itself, the Shanghai Composite, really got hit pretty hard and has more downside to go if you ask me. So that's a pretty ugly move last night in the Asian markets. It looks like the data coming out of China just continues to get weaker and weaker. Their exports have dropped, and there's other problems there as well. So again, the Shanghai Composite down 2.86%. We'll see if it affects the U.S. markets here, which really only seem to care about the activity in the dollar-yen chart. But nonetheless, we will see if it will have any effect on our markets. Looking at the German DAX this morning in Europe, that is down about 0.3%. FTSE 100, which is the stock market in London. Remember, England can print their own money. That is basically flat, just a touch on the negative side. The CAC 40, the Milan market, and also the Spanish IBEX 35, all in positive territory just by a touch. So again, we'll see how this all plays out going forward. Let's take a look at some stocks that are in the news today. We're going to start off with Boeing. Boeing says that they found some cracks in their 787 Dreamliners, about 40 of them. So there's some cracks in the wings. It doesn't seem to be affecting the planes that are already out there, just the planes that are in production. So we'll see if they fix that. That's going to delay their orders for 787s. Right now, when I look at the stock, that's really what I care about. It's still okay. Nothing really wrong with the stock. If it does sell off today, watch the 117.50 level. That would be very good support. And I also like 107.35. So two levels there. 117.50, there'll be support there, and 107.35. Two levels for Boeing where you can buy the stock. These would most likely be scalp bounces. Remember, a scalp is just a quick day trade. Generally lasts between 10 and 30 minutes. But either way, both of those levels should give you pretty good little support going forward. Next one we want to look at is Bath Beyond BBY is the ticker symbol here. The stock is holding up pretty well, although they did guide lower. It looks like they cut their earnings outlook for the fourth quarter, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the stock. But be careful today with Bath Beyond. That could affect the stock. Stock still has a ton of support at $65.30. That would still be the support area that you got to watch. Until then, there's not a whole lot you could do before that. We're going to take a look at McDonald's. They just reported same-store sales. Have no idea what the stock's doing right now, but here we are. Stock's trading at $95.33. You could see here. There will be support at $93.40. It might even be 93.35 and also at 91.85. So you got two levels there to buy McDonald's if they get down to those levels, and they might. So be a little bit cautious there. Keep them on the radar. Next one we want to look at is AT&T. Looks like they're slashing their prices. Right now the stock is trading at $32.30. I ultimately think this stock is going lower in the near term. Watch the area right around $31.15. It might even be $31. That's where you're going to look for intraday support. Also, if the stock got down to around $29.90, that would be another level where you could buy the stock today. So, again, two levels for AT&T, around $31 and also $29.90. Those are two levels where you can pick up AT&T today. Let's take a look here at Verizon. It looks like they are in the news as well. Right now, the stock is trading at $46.90. Verizon announced a new stock repurchase program. I think they're going to buy 100 million shares. So again, everybody's trying to get their stock price up by buying more shares, Verizon has been making lower highs. The only level I really see fit for Verizon today is going to be around $45. Verizon gets down to 45. You want to take it as a scalp play there. I think that's going to be the play for the stock. You can buy the stock at 45 for a scalp play. Remember, a scalp is just a quick day trade for about 10 to 30 minutes. But 45 would be your level on Verizon, ticker symbol VZ on the chart. All right, let's go over to the oil market today. We're seeing oil down about $1.37, $1.38 a barrel right now. Light sweet crude is trading at 101.20. Let's go to the USO, which is a good proxy for trading light sweet crude. You're going to see this is trading at $36.31 a share. Right now, when I look at this chart, with oil pulling back a little bit, I'm trying to find the best levels. You'll have some support around 35.80, also around 35.21 if oil pulls back a little bit more on the USO. So watch those support levels on the USO, 35.80, 35.21. Those would be some decent little support levels that I'm seeing, at least at the moment. Looking at the gold market this morning, gold is trading higher by about $2 an ounce. I take that back, only 40 cents now, 50 cents an ounce, to 1338.60. So last week we saw gold pull back a little bit. This morning it is really flat on the charts. You're going to see the GLD, which is a good proxy for trading gold futures. Here you'll have the GLD trading at 128.96. Nothing terrible here, nothing terrible. It looks like gold is just putting in a sideways base. I ultimately think the GLD and gold itself, gold futures, are going to trade higher, but they may need to pull back a little bit more here. There's a lot of resistance at the 130 level. Either way, gold futures right now just up 50 cents on the session. Not really much you can make out of it. So we'll see if they just continue to go sideways here. Most likely that's what we would have to expect. But looking at the markets as a whole, futures are dipping a little bit more. The problems in the Ukraine are not going away. It looks like Russia is prepping to take over Crimea. So again, it looks that way, at least if you ask me. So we'll see how that plays out. And then you have the China news, which was pretty dreadful, to be honest. Chinese equities are going lower. The market looks terrible over there. And we'll see how this all plays out. So again, futures are moving a little bit lower, but keep an eye on that dollar-yen chart. I'm telling you, it is critical. If you take a look at the dollar-yen right now, what you'll see is once the dollar-yen started to move lower, watch the S&P 500 E-mini futures. They start to move lower. So again, the dollar-yen is the lead dance partner for the S&P 500. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we will see you on the charts. Take care now.